So this is FLowen with the Cheapers. This is Behind the Bars.
I'm here with Babe Truth, Flo DiMaggio, Ken Spliffy Jr. That's FLowen. So today with FLowen, we're talking about the one song he's got the video for, and that's Shoeless Flo Jackson, otherwise is known 100 Roaches in the Ashtray.
That's right. That's what everyone else remembers it as, at least.
100 roaches in the ashtray. So tell me, Cal, why do you have 100 roaches in your ashtray? Tell me about the song and how it came about.
Well, the song's called Shoeless Flo Jackson. It's actually a play on the name Shoeless Joe Jackson, who played for the 1919 White Sox, who were known for the scandal where they threw the World Series for money. And then they'll play the word shoeless, kind of shows that they needed money. So, I'm a heavy smoker, as you can see, blunt in my ear. So there's been plenty of times where I'm sitting in my house, don't got no money in my pockets, but I got plenty of roaches and weed to roll up. So basically, it's just a true story, right from my life and everyday situations that I go through and put myself through.
Right. So your hook there is I got 100 roaches in the ashtray.
Don't got $100 to my name, but I got 100 roaches in the ashtray.
Right.
It was actually, I put on the beat, and it was the very first thing that I said, and it just
Straight to you.
It just stuck. And those are the songs to me that are most powerful and the ones that stick with me the most.
Yeah, that comes straight
when I come up with it right away, no problem, written quickly.
Yeah,
and just keep it moving.
And the beat doesn't get old to you either.
Right.
When, like, if it's still, the beat is still fresh to your ears, it makes it real easy.
Right.
So tell you what, break down that first part of the first verse that you're telling me about earlier.
Sure. Starts off breaking, I'm rolling, I'm packing the bowling and token to play the game. So basically I'm talking about taking these roaches, breaking them open, putting them into a bowl, and then token to play the game. So I'm smoking, token, but also play on words token, like a token that you put into an arcade game. And this is the game that we play, and that's the price that I pay to play that game.
This is the price you pay for that game. Word. Good shit, good shit. So why did you pick Shoeless Flo Jackson out of any other track from your Sandlot EP, right, for the video?
To me, that was the one that represented me the most well, like the one that meant the most to me. I'm all about the truth and being very honest with my music, and I felt like that song was probably the most honest song that I made today. So I wanted to start my career with a video that was very pure and authentic and the essence of me.
So it's kind of like if there's one video that you want people to see that says, who is FLowen? It's Shoeless Flo Jackson.
That's right. At least right now, that's the way it is, yes.
That's the one
Until
you
I
like.
come over that next one, yep.
So I'm sure a lot of people have the same question, but you got Flo DiMaggio, Shoeless Flo Jackson, and your first project was the Sandlot EP, right?
Right.
So why the baseball? Why the baseball reference? Why the baseball aura to everything you do?
Well, first off, I grew up playing baseball, so it's always been important to me. But I think of baseball as a metaphor for life. You know, things aren't always that fast paced. One thing about baseball, you can kind of go to the ballpark, sit back, and leisurely watch a game and enjoy the company of the people that you came with. And baseball is about failure. The best hitters that are in the history of the game only bat 300. That means they fail 70% of the time.
Word. Damn.
The greatest players of all time fail 70% of the time. That's why baseball is a metaphor for life, because you're going to fail again and again and again. But as long as you keep swinging, one of those times you're going to hit a home run.
Word.
So that was the idea behind the Sandlot and why I wanted to do that, why it's so important to me.
Word, good shit. So speaking of your projects, you got a new project coming up. Let's elaborate on that. What you got? What's in store for
a couple
FLowen?
new projects, actually. I have a surprise project. Well, I guess it's not a surprise now that I'm revealing on camera. But I have a EP dropping on 4/20, which is the anniversary, 2-year anniversary of my very first mixtape.
Word.
So look out for that one. But then my Pride and Joy is my upcoming album, September 9th, called The Truth. Like I said, I'm all about the truth. To me, this is a project that is the true essence of who I am, my flaws, my insecurities, my fears, all put out in the open.
Word.
So definitely an important project for me.
So this is a lot more personal. This is for, if they want to get to know FLowen from St. Petersburg, this is the project for it.
Absolutely, and not only that, but I think with my honesty, people will be able to relate to that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are making music right now to portray something that's different than what they actually are. And sometimes you find a difficult time relating to that. You might be able to go out and party to it, but shit, every day in a party, you know what I mean? Every day is not a party. So I think it's going to be something that's very relatable. And one thing I do with music is make something that's not only therapeutic for me, but therapeutic for others as well.
Where, especially if it's real personal and it's real specific to you, and you find someone who relates to it, then that just makes it even more personal when you meet that person.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Absolutely. And yeah, I've talked to you Wednesday at the show we had at the social. You are very honest and blunt motherfucker. Yes,
Absolutely.
you are.
Absolutely.
Speaking of modern music, how do you feel about where hip hop's at right now? Because Kendrick just dropped a new album, which was...
The Kendrick album was genius, man. Genius. I don't care if you like the album or not. The culture flat out needed something like that. I feel pretty good about hip hop music right now, and for the most part, not only is the talent there, but I think people are being more open to working with each other, not only in the mainstream scene, but the local scene as well.
Definitely.
So I feel very good about hip hop right now in this direction. I don't think it's dying at all. If anything, it's flourishing. That song represents a very dark spot in my life. The time when I was living by myself, literally had a table full of roaches in the ashtray. But I had to call moms with help for the rent, you know what I mean? So I've been through those rough times, and I know other people can relate to that. And more than anything, music to me is something to relate to humanity. It's not for me. As therapeutic as it is for me, I'm trying to make something that's hypnotic and something that other people can relate to and know that they're not alone. As alone as I was in that apartment with those 100 roaches, I want to let people know that they're not alone. There are other people that are struggling the same way.
Because when you were there, there's some other dude somewhere in Tampa, Orlando, wherever, who's sitting alone in his apartment with 100 roaches in his ashtray.
But still trying to make it. It's not the end of the story, you know what I mean? It's not the end at all.
Because the greatest batters only hit it 70% of the time.
They fail 70% of the time. Yeah. Fail 70% of the time. They only hit it 30% of the time. And that's the best players in the world. So, that's what it is, man.
That's real close to you. I can imagine if you got someone at a show while you're playing that, because you get live as fuck at a show when you're playing that. If you get someone who really feels everything you're saying in that moment, how therapeutic that is to you, that's a real connection between you and that person who hears it.
One of my favorite songs to perform live for sure, hands down. I always bring a lot of energy to all my performances, but that's one of those songs where you can really see it come out of me. I have people come up to me after the show that can tell that's the most important song to me. And I'm glad that they can tell that, because I'm definitely trying to make it that way.
Even technically, because you got a hard hook that gives you a lot of chance to do breaths. So that's one of those songs where you can really move. You jumped into the crowd Saturday at the Macavision show. That's one of those songs where you can really get live and connect with people, literally. Even though it's personal on a lyrical level, you can connect physically on that song.
Yeah, and you'd be surprised at how many times a mosh pit has started during that song.
From you, from your ass, starting the mosh pit.
I'll push you around, hell yeah. Because it's all about that feeling. I only make music that you can feel. Not only physically, but in your soul and your mind.
Good shit.
So if I can't feel it, I don't fuck with it.
If you don't feel it, then you don't make it, and it doesn't leave the labs of FLowen.
All about the real, all about that truth.
Good shit. Shoeless Jackson definitely is one of those songs that you sit to. Like I can't do anything else to it. I have to sit and listen to what you have to tell me, because you're obviously very passionate about anything you got to say in any of your songs. But I think it's Shoeless Jackson and Better Than Money are my two favorite tracks. Definitely.
Appreciate that, man.
Definitely.
Appreciate that.
Kickback tracks. Good shit.
Well, yeah, man. I'm ready to smoke some weed right now, man. I don't know about you.
You good? I think we good. Shit, yeah.
This is FLowen. I'm cheaping with the cheapers.
Woo!
You just heard about Shoeless Jackson.
Word up.